hoes are gonna hoe. Keep it on the low. Hoes are gonna hoe. Keep it on the low. Hoes are gonna hoe. Everybody knows. Hoes are gonna keep on these streets. Hoes, you know that they can't compete. Everybody knows that hoes are gonna hoe. There's nowhere that you can go. If you go to the gym and you're trying to get your workout in, you already know hoes are gonna hoe. Spandex everywhere, they don't even care. And they get mad when you stop and stare. Hoes are gonna hoe. Keep it on the low. Hoes are gonna hoe. Hoes are gonna hoe. Bam. Keep it on the low. Nobody has to know. Hoes are gonna hoe. And I don't care what they say. I'm here to say today that hoes are gonna hoe. Yes, yeah. You guys want an encore? You want an encore? Okay. When I met you, my world stopped. You looked like my teenage heartthrob. How could I be so lucky? How could I be so dear? Losing you is my worst fear. I'm dancing in the kitchen, baking his favorite blueberry pies. Dancing in the kitchen, thinking one day maybe I'll be his wife. I know I've had some ups and downs. I'm so grateful that you've always been around. And I love you, and you love me. Going back into the old oak tree. I love you, you love me. Jack and Jill meant to be. You taught me to shoot my first basket. You made us 5th grade conference champions. I never cared about the fans. I just loved seeing you in the stands. Long talks on the ride home. I miss them when we're on the phone. 'Cause not all girls get a dad like you. And I'm so lucky that I have you. Oh, there's no way I could ever thank you for all of the things you helped me to do. I'm so happy blood's thicker than water. 'Cause damn it, I'm so proud to be your daughter. I used to hate green eyes, I wanted blue. But now I love them 'cause I look like you. They say I ain't pretty, but I don't care, 'cause I got your smile and red hair. When I look in the mirror, I see you. I'm so proud to be half of you. Oh, 'cause not all girls get a dad like you. And I'm so lucky that I have you. Oh, there's no way I could ever thank you for all of the things you helped me to do. I'm so happy blood's thicker than water. 'Cause damn it, I'm so proud to be your daughter. I'm so happy blood's thicker than water. And damn it, I'm so proud to be your daughter. When I grow up, I wanna be like you. Even if I'm half as good as you. You're the man I've always looked up to. When I grow up, I wanna be like you. I never cared about the money or fame. I'm just proud that I have your last name, because not all girls get a dad like you. And I'm so lucky that I have you. Oh, there's no way I could ever thank you for all of the things you helped me to do. I'm so happy blood's thicker than water. Damn it, I'm so proud to be your daughter. I'm so happy blood's thicker than water. And damn it, I'm so proud to be your daughter.
Ellie, did you tangle yourself up in the... All right, you want to say hi to the people? All right. Come here. You can say hi. Oh my God, you're fat. Yes, Ellie. Ellie's the star of the show. Oh my gosh. Boop, boop, boop. Bop, bop, bop. All right, Ellie. All right, go down. Be gone, dog. Yes, I put my foot down. I run my dog. She doesn't run me. All right, let's go to guitar. I'm kind of toying with this song. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. Just so you know, I'm like an amateur musician, and because I love music, I force the audience to listen. I do. And I don't really, so. I like this intro. Dun, 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. But with this, I was thinking, what would be the intro? I knew you knew me. We're together, we're meant to be. I knew you knew me. We're together, meant to be. I don't know. I guess heartbreak songs pay. What could be something sad? Also, I love to beg for money. I was wondering if I would be a good money beggar. So imagine. I was looking at these homeless people today, and they were begging for money, and I'm like, I think I could be a good money beggar. I'm going to busk one of these days. I'm going to beg on the streets. I'm going to be like, give me money, please. don't. All right, so we're going to do a breakup song. Something sad. Something sad, okay. It's got to be, what's the sad, what's, okay, maybe I'll do from the point of a guy. Little white house, white fence, 2 kids in the back. I thought life couldn't get better. I thought that nothing could compete. And when I said I do, I meant it. When you said you do, I guess not. And maybe according to you, you were caught between a rock and a hard place. I don't know what to say, but you left me that day. Your mama come home. Mama come home. What? Why is it black? No! What happened? What? Can you guys see me? What? What the heck? What? Okay, let me switch cameras. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to one. I guess it'll still work in the front. I guess it'll still work. I don't know what happened to the other one. I don't know why your avatar was there. Mama come home. Mama come. I have returned. Can you see me now? Give me a word. I'm going to write a song. You're blaming my dog for this? I think it's my Wi-Fi, actually. Mama come home. They don't want the truth to get out. I forgot where I was going. These songs are freestyle mostly. I thought that this would. Oh my God. On the guitar. I'm quitting. I thought I was going to do a whole intro. Isn't that crazy? I'm quitting. I actually try really hard on guitar and piano. I don't like to I wish I was better for how much I practice it, but I literally do lessons like every day or every other day for a few years. Like 2 years for guitar, a year and a half for piano. And I love it actually. It's like my favorite thing. Yeah. I've had people tell me to stop doing that for the intro, but I just don't. I love it. Like I have a vision for it, and I feel like in a few years, I'll be really good at it, and then that can be, that can be my intro, So, and then I want to busk and stuff too. I think it'll be really cool. Make an album, yeah. I want to. Let's go to Twitter first for the day. Oh no, I'm actually supposed to react to Jesse Lee Peterson first. That's how we were going to start the show. So for those of you that are new, thank you so much for being here. You can donate. I do beg for money on the regular. Do a lot of begging here because we have some lofty goals to do documentaries. And yeah, so the money you give, I'd like to do a military documentary next. We're in the middle of a divorce doc. And I'm very excited. So, all right, let's see. Here we go. What the heck? Let me pull this up. Oh, but there's a GoFundMe in the description. And then there's also, you can super chat. So if you want to support, feel free. You never have to, but it would be nice. That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying. Okay. All right, we got Jesse Lee. So for those of you that are new here, I usually go through, I might react to a few videos. Then I go through my Twitter and then I get into the topic. So I like to do this to warm up. So
Pearl Davis went out and asked the Christians.
You gave me $50? That's the biggest super I've gotten in a while. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I'm bawling. I need to get my money up here. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't sure what the preset. 2. All right, hold on. I'm pressing random buttons.
The audacity
of you to be this nice. Okay. Yeah, I mean, oh no, not that one again. Not that one again. Not that one again. All right, sorry. We're going back. And thank you, Paul, thank you for the YouTube membership. I'm trying to get going again. So because they totally stifled my growth. Okay. I was on a train back in the day. I was on a train, not getting the train on a train. Okay. And, they just kind of kicked me down, beat me down, but I'm like, nothing will stop me. I will be on the internet forever. But Pearl, doesn't that make you a modern woman? Yes. Yes, it does. I love the internet. I love YouTube. And I'll be here forever. You can kick me off. Tell me I will be here. Make up stuff about my family, my friends. Try to ruin my reputation. All of that's been done. I will be here. But Pearl, shouldn't you go make friends? No. Because I love doing my show. I love it. And this show brings me pure joy. And there's so many women in this planet that I'm really having a good day in simps. And they just bring down my vibe. And what I love about Jesse Lee Peterson is he just has a good vibe. And I would just love to have more people that can have a vibe up here. She nearly burst my eardrums. Blah, 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 blah. Could you please nag somebody else? I don't need the nagging. Go put on your own show and do it better since you can do it so well. Anyways, sorry, I'm a little triggered. I'm getting a little triggered. You know, I'm a woman. All right, I'm gonna keep going. All right, I'm gonna keep going.
Christian women, if they obey their husband, God said to the woman, obey your husband. And so Pearl went out and asked some of the ladies. Pearl David conducted a street interview outside of Watermark Community Church. That's in Dallas, Texas, I believe, asking Christian women their thoughts on the biblical concept of whether wives should obey their husband. Watch this from YouTube at Just Pearly Things. YouTube at Just Pearly Things. Watch this.
Today, we are outside of Watermark Community Church asking Christian women the question, should Christian women obey their husbands? There's a lot of talk around this word, and we're going to count the women today if they say yes, no, or yes, but.
Okay, yes. Well, I don't know about the word obey, but they definitely are the head of the household. We are we have a structure of, what's that word? Authority.
So what's your answer?
My answer is it all depends on the man. I believe that you have to be aligned with the Holy Spirit, with God, and because if the man.
What do you mean it depends on the man? It depends. Like, are you supposed to have one husband? Like, that's what I'm thinking. If he's your husband, isn't that the only one? What do you mean it depends on the man? I thought you were supposed to be married once. Sorry, I'm done.
Obeys God. By nature, he doesn't have to demand the woman to obey. It comes naturally.
I think it's a weirdly worded question because I don't think it's obey. It's like they're partners. So husband and wives are partners in marriage. And so when they make a covenant with one another in the same way that it's a representation of the Trinity, which is God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. And so the Son submitted to the Father. That's why he died on the cross for our sins. And so he submitted to him. But there's not a difference in like God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit, because they're all the same. They're one, they're a triune God. So it's a representation of Jesus to God.
At church, they still don't want to obey their husband. And even, it didn't say the head of the house. It said the head of his wife. And they still take it away from the wife and just make it at the house. He's the head of the house. No, they're not. He's the head of his wife. The Bible clearly says, Ephesians 5:22-24, wives, submit to your own husbands. Your own husband. Wives, submit to your own husband as to the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife. The husband is the head of the wife, not the house. The wife. As also Christ is the head of the church. The man is the church. And he is the savior of the body. Therefore, just as the church is subject to Christ, the man subject to Christ, so let the wives be subject to their own husband in everything. And the Christian women work hard to get around that. They'll quote the Bible, they'll mention the Holy Spirit and all that. But they call it partner. What God never call your husband your partner. Or your wife your partner, guys. Anything about that? Hey.
Nice. Those ladies filibustering reminded me of Obama answering a question / not answering a question.
Yeah.
Getting so lost in words, talking about Jesus dying on the cross and stuff like that. Anything to weasel out of obeying the husband.
Simply saying, yes, my husband is my head. I obey my husband. Amazing, huh? What do you think of that, Anchor Baby?
Yeah, it's crazy. Women like James was saying, try to weasel out of it. They really don't like men.
I said the other day that the attack on men is coming from every side, both sides. Christian, non-Christian, religious people, non-religious people, so-called educated people, everywhere. Man is the most hated thing on the planet because he represents God.
People are ladies and people and even kids, the way kids are taught too much.
Yeah.
It's too much talking, babe.
Too much talking, baby.
They're too sophisticated for their own good. They're relying on the intellect to like qualify it rather than letting the spirit guide them in having like a spirit of obedience. Because the spirit's going to give you the common sense if the husband is going to lead you wrong, and you're going to know to like submit to the husband, but not do whatever bad thing the husband's asking you to do, say.
And they love to say that, well, it all depends on what my husband want me to do. And they know right.
All the wrong things that the husband's going to ask her to do. Stop being a bitch. Stop spending so much money. Stop being annoying. Shut up. Oh, the world would be so much better if the men just said, shut up, woman. Shut up, woman.
They're going to only obey their husband if the husband done what they think is right for him, that he should do.
Judging the husband, judging the law.
What a mess. Let me go to Pearl Davis out of Texas.
Oh, I didn't know you put the call on this. You should have a whiteboard behind you when doing the interviews and trigger them by adding a count line under the non-biblically Christian women. Oh, maybe. I don't know. We'll see how, right now I just have a sign, but last week the Catholic Church, I think I'm going to tell them about it on this call. I call into Jesse's show a lot because I'll get back from the gym and I'll turn it on. I call in all the time. I don't know if you guys want to catch me lacking. I'm like, oh
no. Hey, Pearl.
Jesse, how's it going?
All is well. Happy Memorial Day.
Happy Memorial Day to you too.
Amazing. So what's going on? How are you?
I'm good. How are you? I wanted to tell you a story that I thought you might appreciate or not appreciate. I don't know. But I've always heard that so did you see the video? I don't know if you saw it, where I went to a church and brought a sign that asked if Christian women should obey.
Absolutely. We played it. We discussed it here on the show. She went to a Christian church down in Dallas, I believe, right?
Yeah, in Dallas.
And she asked women, would you obey your husband? Something like that. And take it from there.
So, this week, everyone in the comments said that I'm just going to the wrong churches. And they said, you need to go to like a more traditional church. And so I'm like, okay, I'll bring the same sign and I'll just go to a different church.
By the way, if you have a suggestion for the church I should go to this weekend, let me know. Because I did Catholic. I was thinking Orthodox next. All you people pushing these churches, I hope you're ready. I'm going to go fuck around and find out. My church is different. I'm going to go there. It better be.
So, and I like big signs because for me, I'm not someone that's ever going to throw like a camera in someone's face or anything. Like, I think it's the most respectful way to do it because they know the topic, they know what they're being asked about, and they can choose if they want to opt in. Like, I'm never going to be disrespectful. Like, I'm just not that type of person. So I go to the church and I pick a Catholic church because I'm Catholic, right? So I grew up Catholic. And Jesse, this is the most hostile I've ever been treated. Like, this is I couldn't even believe it. I have held signs that said abortion is like a hate crime, and like I've held signs that said like anti-abortion signs, anti-feminism signs, and I'm like, I went to a church about obey, and so they bring the cops, and I'm like, I love the police. Tell them I'm supposed to be here because armed security is expensive, as you guys probably know. So I actually love it when the cops come because I legally can be there. You know, like the rules say, like it's freedom of speech. But it was crazy how even like the Catholic Church, which is supposed to be more traditional, like I had someone that worked at the church say that men should obey their wives. And I'm like, what? And so, but I wanted to do this because I was kind of sick of being gaslit, because I would say that like, even though I grew up in a Catholic area, a lot of the wives would say the same stuff that I hear feminists say. And then all of them would say, oh, you're just at the wrong church. So I'm like, oh, just tell me what church to go to. And then I go to the church and the cops come. And I'm like, okay. So I just thought it was crazy how like obey elicited a stronger response than I've ever had. Like these people from the church started standing in front of my sign.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm Catholic. I was supposed to get like, I'm not practicing, so maybe they wouldn't consider me, but just, I would think that like, that would be the easiest interview, you know, the one I like grew up with.
Yeah.
And then there was like 3 guys. It wasn't even the women. It was like men standing in front of the sign saying kids couldn't see the sign. And I'm like, I live in a very left like area. And I'm like, I see signs for AIDS all the time. Like, like, cause I'm in like a gay, you know, like area.
Right.
And so I'm like, there's like homosexual signs everywhere, but the church is telling me that the obey sign is too much. Are you kidding me?
And when they found out that you were Catholic, did they say, okay, we won't bother you?
No. It wasn't okay. It wasn't like everyone had the same opinion at the church. But the one guy came out, like the first one was like pretty mad. He was the one who brought the cops and then brought all the like people. And I did tell him I was Catholic, but he didn't care. But then another guy, it was kind of funny because the first guy tried everything in his power to stop me. But then the police came and told them that I could be there. And then the other ushers started arguing with him. So it wasn't just like, you know what I mean? When it's a group of people, it's not like they all agree one way or the other.
Yeah.
So there were some people that were like, oh no, she's being respectful. Like she's allowed to be here. But I'm like, but then it was funny because the cops came and then they were like, okay, you can't stand on this grass, but you could stand on that grass. And where they told me to move, they couldn't stand in front of my sign anymore. And then people from the church started like walking over across the street to talk to me.
So you had to go across the street from the church?
Yeah, I think the cops were lying a little bit because they said I couldn't. They said I couldn't stand on the sidewalk in front of the church, but I'm pretty sure they're wrong. But I love the police, so I just was like, okay, I'll go across the street. That's fine because
right on.
Security is expensive, so if they call the cops, it's like honestly good for me because, like, you know, then I have to worry less for me, anyways.
And did the cops stay there until you left, or they left you there?
No, they stayed the whole time.
Oh, good. Right on. What a mess.
I just couldn't believe it. I was like, I've been to like leftist, like feminist stuff, and they've never done that. Like I've never had the cops come before I went to a church with an obey sign. So I was like, wow.
Most, not all, but most religious people, females, don't believe in obeying their husbands anymore because they think that they are equal to their husbands, or in some cases better than their husbands. So they would rather hear the husband obeying them than obeying their husband. So that has truly changed now.
Maybe I could stand outside of your church with an obey sign.
Oh, you wouldn't have any problem. So let me ask, because of time, when you say you're not a practicing Catholic person anymore, what do you mean by that?
I grew up Catholic, but I don't go to Catholic like church anymore because it just sort of, I saw a lot of that stuff growing up with like the women in the church and sort of like the obey by like, I mean, I just saw a lot of crazy Catholic women growing up where like their husbands were awesome and they were crazy. And like the church would like, I don't know, they would like assist in like telling the men that they were wrong when the women were obviously wrong. And so I just don't like practice, but I kind of understand where Catholics are coming from in their worldview because, you know, I had like 20 years at Catholic school. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And so to practice Catholic, you got to go to church. If you didn't go to church, you're not considered, you are still considered Catholic, but you're not one that go to church, Catholic church.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think they think it's like a mortal sin. So then you like either go to purgatory or hell if you don't go.
What why would like the Pope that they have now, he's a Catholic, right?
Yeah.
He seems so liberal. Why do people listen to him?
The Catholics believe in like, they believe that you.
I didn't do a very good job I wasn't really ready for the Catholic questions. But because I'm not a good Catholic, I'm a bad one. Super bad. Religion teaches people to attend church. The Bible doesn't. I go to mass weekly for virtue building and doing something I don't want to do. Patience in. I thought you were going to say I go to church to virtue signal. Oh my gosh. I do say like a lot. I do say like a lot. Well, can't always be, I got flaws, a lot of, you could just start putting my flaws in the chat. You can put more. Why stop there? I'm a little fat, really old, kind of chopped. Okay. Anyways, all right, let me see. Oh my gosh, I thought this was the funniest video I've ever seen. Oh my god.
I have a boundary that I don't cross, and that's one of them is meeting up for activities. I'm not doing that.
Okay. Now, and you said that when you approach this, that you have values and morals, and there's certain things you won't do.
Yes.
Now, when you look at OnlyFans, a lot of porn stars go on there and put up porn content. They put up boy-girl content. They put up whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But you actually don't do that.
Correct.
Now, I joined your OnlyFans just to see, for research purposes, to see what exactly it's about.
Right.
And it's interesting. So when I look back in the older ones, it's a lot of bikini shots and so forth, right?
Yes.
But once we get closer to this date, I feel like there's more kind of explicit stuff that gets mentioned, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let me take a look. So there's a new post. He said, my new full-length stripping and masturbation video is dropping tonight. Right?
Right.
So it is sexual content, but it's not.
I like how he set her up to first admit how she is virtue signaling and then talk about her masturbation videos.
Boy-girl content.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
So was this something that you were doing the whole time, or is this something that you kind of expanded over time?
I've kind of been doing it the whole time. Really, like, I like making OnlyFans content. It's super easy. I have fun with it. I play music and I just put up my camera, and a lot of people like that. And it stayed the same throughout the whole time.
Dang. Oh, this guy spent 6 years watching 2,000 episodes of Wheel of Fortune to track which husbands got divorced. Let's watch.
In New York, let's talk about your family, right? Yes, married to my wonderful wife Janet for 6 years.
Could you imagine your husband going on national television and referring to you simply as his wife instead of his beautiful wife or wonderful wife? What if I told you those audacious dudes were divorced within 5 years at a rate nearly 3 times that of their wife-praising counterparts? I went back and watched nearly 2,000 episodes of Wheel of Fortune and followed up to see how many of these men were kicked to the curb, and what I found will leave your jaw completely in place. Now, some qualifying remarks here, because while this sample size is large enough to draw some real conclusions, this won't be perfect. First of all, the episode had to air, not be filmed, from the calendar year of 2010 through the calendar year of 2019. Also, I only took data from those who presented as heterosexual males, but I can tell you anecdotally that both male and female contestants describing their same-sex partners used complimentary adjectives at an even higher rate. Only about 2/3 of my group mentioned having a wife at all, so this is based on those approximately 2,000 data points. So as you can see here, more than 4 in 5 used some kind of complimentary adjective to describe their wife, and of those I could only find that 5.5% of them were divorced within 5 years. Now, these are full divorces that I could confirm. I'm sure there were some trial separations in there, as well as some divorce records I couldn't find. So now on to the boys with nothing nice to say. As you can see, only around 18% had the audacity, but of those, over 15% ended up looking for love within 5 years. And not sure if I mentioned this, but this was within 5 years of the airing of the episode. So if your episode aired in 2011 and you didn't get divorced till 2018, you are not counted as divorced within 5 years. I did pull out one subset that I thought might be interesting. Such a small sample size here, but of those male contestants with wives, I wanted to see how the big winners fared. So this is winning $40,000 or more. As you can see, the nice guys actually won big at a slightly higher rate, making up 86% of the big winners pool versus 82% of the general pool. And the divorce rate for both the nice guys and the audacious guys was actually slightly higher when they had a big win. More money, more problems.
Yeah, the women saw that they have money and they're like, how can we take it? Oh, here we go. Oh, I had a disagreement with Rachel Wilson. I would love for her to come on the show and talk this through today. Had a disagreement with her. We love Rachel Wilson here. However, this is kind of here. I disagree with the notion that women are brainwashed into doing anything. At one point, I may have believed that. However, I think that is a way for women, we can all think to things that we have done in the past. And it would be an easy out for us to say I was brainwashed, right? That with her bad choices, she was brainwashed. Mine, we were brainwashed. She was just young, brainwashed. I think that's the easy out. I don't think that helps you grow as a person. So recognizing that a bad decision that you made was because of a poor character trait is much more useful. Yeah, it's much more useful. And I think it's a level of emotional maturity when you can accept that. That, am I talking from experience? Surely. Oh yeah. I mean, when I was in high school, I threw a party at my parents' house, really small party, and I got caught. And you know, was I brainwashed into throwing that party? No. I knew exactly what I was doing. I wanted to get drunk with my friends and it was fun. It was really, really fun. And then I got caught and then I got grounded for the summer and I deserved it. It would be easy to say, oh, I got super drunk because I was brainwashed because of these ads that were run. But like, I'll give you an example. You know how many opportunities I've had to do coke in my life? I've had so many opportunities to do hard drugs. Like I was overseas in Amsterdam at 18. I was offered like shrooms. I just have been offered so many hard drugs. Coke, like I have no desire to do hard drugs. Never a hard drug. Never. I've smoked weed before when I was like younger, but even weed, I mean, if I really thought about it, it was so long ago. I could count the number of times I've ever smoked because I'm just not into drugs. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just not. No, I don't like, you know, the times I've smoked, it was always like, how do I put it? It was, you know what always happens? It's been like 3 years since I've touched it. And then someone's like, do you want to do it? And then I forget how much I hate weed. And then, I'm kind of easygoing. So like, I mean, like, sure, whatever. If it's there, it's free. It's like weed. I just don't want it. Do you know what I mean? I just don't. Coke, I'm not even like tempted to do it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I am not even. But that's what I mean. Like the alcohol I wanted. I was like, oh, that sounds fun. The drugs, so the brainwashing or whatever, it allowed me, like, it gave me opportunity to do what I wanted to do. And Rachel Wilson, I'm actually just going to pull up because I thought it was a good conversation. She comes up and she says, let me find it. Okay, sure, but anybody who has no accountability, no one and no authority over them is going to become hedonistic and follow their temporal desires. That's why women need to be under the authority of men and together with the authority of the church. What human being wouldn't do whatever the hell they want with no consequences? And you know what I was thinking about? I'm like, my dad got money and power and is still married, never, like, my dad got money and power and lived the exact same person before money and power. And it's kind of the same analogy, when someone becomes rich and they have the option to do anything, you see what they want to do. And I don't agree with Myron where he's like, all rich men cheat. I'm like, no, some men just don't want to do it. But some men do, and then they get money, and that's kind of what I said here. I don't really want to read the whole thing, but like Steven Crowder, I just don't really see him as the type of guy that's going to cheat. Elijah Schaefer got some money and, and clout, and look at him. He banged a bunch of e-girls, ruined some people's lives, But Chris Williamson says the anti-family message is one of the reasons women no longer want to have children. It's like, well, who pushed the anti-family message? Women. Yeah, money amplifies character, so does freedom. There's some stuff, guys, I'm lower character in. There's some that, like, weed just isn't one of them. I remember, I think I told this story. Alcohol, even, I like alcohol, but I'll never be addicted to it. How do I put it? I drank a bit in college, nothing crazy, but like, I don't know, normal for college, I guess, at a small school. And I remember always being terrified because my mother growing up would always tell me that, don't get addicted to alcohol. It runs in our family. It runs in our family. And I remember I got to like 25 and I was like, I don't think I can be addicted to alcohol. Whatever that gene is, I didn't get it because I like to drink. It's fun. Yeah, I can quit anytime I want. I mean, alcohol, weed, I don't do much of either, right? I'm really not big on either. But yeah, I remember hitting like 25 and being like, I think I was being neurotic for no reason. Because every time if I ever got too drunk, I'd be like, oh my God, I'm gonna be an alcoholic. Oh my gosh, what if I become an alcoholic? And then yeah, I went like 3 years without drinking. If I want to. But that's what I mean. Like dessert, that's something I can't just quit. I know what it's like to be addicted to something because I am addicted to dessert. Oh, I love ice cream. Oh, I love brownies. Alcohol, I could take or leave, you know. Did alcohol make you prone to mistakes? Not really. Maybe eating too much the next day. How many days in a row can I go 0 calories? Pff, I can't do that. I literally cannot do that. But that's what I mean. I know what it's like to be like weak to something. I know exactly what it's like. You did 13 days no food? Okay, well, all right, overachiever. But, you know, that's what, like, if I was rich, I might get I'm addicted to learning useless skills. That's another thing I'm addicted to. All right, well, okay, let's talk about crazy women. Let's talk about crazy women. Let me drink the rest of these half-drank water bottles. That's actually my other thing I can't stop. Half drinking a water bottle and leaving it somewhere. Yeah, you want me to go no food? I'll kill myself. Maybe like rice and potatoes and chicken and steak or something for 20. I could do that probably. Okay, so all right, so let's talk about crazy women. Crazy is an informal and versatile adjective. Literally, it describes something mentally unsound or insane. Mentally unsound or insane. Now, unfortunately, in modern society, I have just seen women go off the rails to the point that women that are clearly unstable are being treated as if they are stable people. Now, one of the women that is currently being treated like this, but I have more, right, is Ashley St. Clair. Now, Ashley St. Clair is one of the mother of Elon Musk's children. And she basically was involved in the conservative media for like a decade, gathered everyone's secrets, and now is telling everybody. That's something a crazy woman does. And we need to talk about this more. It actually says more, the woman telling everybody secrets, about the woman, right? The woman attacking everybody. Because what kind of person are you that you were around all these people, got their secrets and left? Like, that's crazy. Yeah, Miley Cyrus is another one. But you know, it used to be back in the day, if somebody was crazy, we would stop listening to them talk. But social media has so many unemployed people on there that, no offense, guys, I know we're all here, but like, let's just keep it a buck. A lot of people with nothing to do. That we now are giving microphones to crazy people. Okay.
Welcome back, Ashley.
Now, this is a serious show.
St. Clair, the mother of one of Elon Musk's children, is suing Musk's artificial intelligence company. St. Clair says X's chatbot Grok is dangerous. It poses a threat to the public. She claims users on X were using Grok to manipulate images of her, other women, and even children to undress them. Here's what she told our Jolene Kent this week before she filed the suit.
The worst for me was seeing myself undressed, bent over, and then my toddler's backpack.
Now, again, Ashley St. Clair wanted to be on the internet. The internet's a man's world. And when you put yourself on the internet, look, there might be deep fake images of me. I don't know, right? I don't know, but I can't control it. And what happens is these women are so controlling. They get on the internet. They want all the benefits of easy money and attention. And then cannot deal with what comes with it, which is people bully you. Yeah. People bully you and are psychotic lunatics.
In the background, because I had to then see that and see myself violated in that way and such horrific images and then put that same backpack on my son.
Everyone should be laughing at her. This is a crazy woman that they are taking seriously. Crazy.
The next day.
Jessica Levinson joins us now to break this down. Jessica, great to see you. What grounds does St. Clair have here to sue?
So it looks like that she's bringing something called a products liability case, essentially, and a public nuisance case, meaning that it looks like these are civil cases based in tort law. When it comes to the products liability.
Okay. So, whatever. Then they have an actual professional woman. But just the fact that they're taking anything this woman, like someone who is clearly a scorned mother, like look at this, who is clearly a scorned baby mama, all these shows are taking seriously.
Okay. One point he shared a post that said Grok can put it on everything, and it was a toaster. So that's, we can see the bikini on the toaster there. And his statement today, as I said, he said
fluids. The abuse was so widespread and so horrific, and it's still allowed to happen. They just released restrictions that are based on where it's illegal.
On top of that, I mean, I'm not really trying to focus on what she has to say, but I want to show the shows that she's allowed on. Again, this is Hassan Piker, a left-wing streamer, supposed to be an important person. Again, a crazy woman he's allowing on his stream to show text messages. Crazy woman, right? Crazy. So I want to talk about how these crazy women are made and the traits of crazy women. I would love for you guys to watch the show. And then feel free if you have anything you want to add. Some of the best observations are that you guys have, because you guys are the ones out there banging these women. So you guys know what crazy is more than anybody. So at the end, I'm going to put a link in the chat and you guys can call in and talk about how you think these crazy women are made. But in my observations, we're kind of in a messed up society where crazy women are constantly rewarded, constantly being given rewards, whether it's in internet money, fame and attention, or female popularity. To be popular in the female circle, a lot of times you have to be a bitch whore. It's why all the top female, the most popular women today, they're not these young, beautiful, chaste women. It's like, call her daddy. As soon as Candace Owens started acting crazy, she gets a female audience. She starts making more money, right? You get that women that act crazy are rewarded. And I think it starts in childhood. The girls crash out more as kids. And the parents, instead of saying this is a crazy young woman, right? They cater to her. Instead of telling a young woman to shut up, stop crying, they cater to her. The young women, even though they're brattier and less intelligent, they get more opportunities. I know my brother was a better athlete than me, but yet I have more accolades. Because, again, there's a lot of systems that are inflation, right? Women's sports isn't really real. It's inflated. It's paid for by the men. And so what happens... a lot of women go into these industries and they get big egos. And the way you don't have a big ego is you work really hard and then you get a reward, but women do nothing and get rewards, or do very little and therefore get big egos. The dad does not correct the daughter, but corrects the sons. The mother undermines the dad's authority. The mothers teach the daughters half of the time that the dad does not know what he's talking about. So even if the dad tries to correct the daughters, half the time the daughters become the mother's emotional tampons. So they learn to be crazy from the mother. And the father constantly rewards the mother for being crazy, because if she's crazier, he gives her more attention and tries to fix her problem, the more upset she gets. Beauty is also blinding to men. even if they are not looking at a woman sexually. Youth for women cannot help but project innocence. Young women should be seen as terrorists, but instead they're seen as these beautiful, young, majestic creatures. And men start worshiping young women. You even see this in the Olympics, right? Men started worshiping those two like Asian girls, even though they were both kind of brats, you know. The family structure is dependent on the mother's wants, needs, and happiness, teaching the daughters that they can make their family structure dependent on their wants, needs, and happiness. On top of that, young women also see whores get rewarded. Who gets boyfriends the fastest? The women that throw it back the fastest to the hottest guy in their league. Who gets invited to high-level parties? The women that put out. Well, how it's not fun to have the Amish girl at your party. You want whores, right? On top of that, the mother, all of the favors done by the mother, it's constantly kept score. So the kids learn from the mom to keep score of anything nice they ever do. Because a lot of times this is the only way to compete with the mom, because the mom's constantly listing all the stuff she does. So it's like, how do you deal with that? Now you have to be like, oh, well, I do this, this, and this, you know. And this moves on to institutions. The school systems cater to women, therapists, teachers, coaches, corporate America, all cater to women and reward crazy women. Now, the kids grow up and the sons, many men listen to their wives, you know. The same way it's men or women's job to bang their husbands after they get married, it is men's job to correct the women and tell her what to do after they get married. I just want her to know. I want her to want to do it. I want her to know what to do. Why would you expect that? You got to make her. Yeah. And if she doesn't do it, then on to the next. A lot of these crazy women are made because the confidence and ego built by smart, intelligent men listening to them. When a young, pretty woman talks, the whole room goes silent. They never say, "Shut up, woman." Like Hassan Piker listening to Ashley St. Clair. These men either try to take down an enemy. They take the woman to take down their enemy, right? They use the women for her beauty marketing or use the women for drama and entertainment. These guys are actively propping up crazy. And all women are crazy, right? But all women start, I think you guys have all probably had the experience of like meeting a nice young woman at 18 or 16 or whatever and seeing her go off the rails. Most women, like imagine this is an empty water bottle. We start like this much crazy, but then the world pours in more crazy, more crazy, more crazy. And then we're insane by the time we're 30. There's women that actively fight the crazy. And there's women that pretend that they're super smart, important, special, and they're you know that don't have the humility to admit they're crazy. I know one woman. I thought she was batshit insane a few years ago. I literally thought she used to call me, complaining about her husband, all this stuff, right? But I've actually been impressed. She did acknowledge she was crazy, and it seems like she's like happily married now. I mean, I don't know. I'm not in the house, right? But I'm like, I've actually been impressed at how much she has actually changed or seems to have. I mean, I can't know, right? I am not vouching for any women in case they go off the rails later. There's a sense of humility in that, you know. Women can move around and escape consequences by moving, changing friend groups, changing niches. Like even the fact that Candace Owens is like turning on all of the people, like that she did media with, and like that she had a meeting with Erica Kirk and then did, like, guys, that's crazy. That's just a different type of crazy. That's insane. But all these women are propped up. So let me keep going. When women get caught doing crazy stuff, there's denial, gaslighting. If those don't work, they completely crash out. Try to seem like they are righteous in some way and only doing the crazy thing for a good cause or reason. So a lot of times women will go like, Candace Owens is going to this extreme length to like prove this guy is a girl overseas. And I just keep thinking this is just gossip. And she's going to frame it as this is really righteous. This is a righteous thing to do in the search of truth. And it's like, well, some stuff is just none of your damn business. The Kirk stuff, if you're not an investigator, it's really not your problem. Going into Erica Kirk's past and doing like a whole investigative series on her, that's crazy. I mean, that's crazy, right? And it used to be back in the day when people exhibited crazy behaviors, we stopped dealing with them and ignored them. But we have validated crazy behaviors by trying to understand crazy. Traits of a crazy woman, negative all the time. And put some in the chat if you think of some, and I'll read them. Negative all the time. Turning on their friends and boyfriends constantly. Excessive ego, narcissism. Modern mothering, very controlling. Crazy women can emote without consequences. So many times I see adult women acting like, I'll see these women crash out at the airports. They'll yell at people, like they lose their temper. They start screaming at people. And it's like adult women just acting crazy, rewarded for crazy. Gossiping, extreme gossiping, social media addiction. Now, one thing that I've noticed crazy women do, and let me go to the tier of horror thing. We got tier 1 hoes and tier 2 hoes, right? We got hoes here. Tier 1 hoes, these are women with nothing to lose. These are women that can still come out okay, right? Get married, have a good family, because their whoring isn't public. Their whoring is public. So what the tier 1 hoes will do is they'll list every whore thing that these other women did without listing what they did. So, okay, you list every borderline whore thing another woman did and every borderline abusive thing a man did, but you don't list the borderline abusive and whore things that you did. That's crazy. That's an emotional terrorist. Pretending she's different. Like, women that have a friend for a long time and then turn on the friend, that's crazy. And ladies, when this happens to you, it happened to me, right? I had a best friend of 20 years. I thought we were the best of friends. She said, we can't be friends. I said, okay, I'll see ya. She got madder. Then she started, spilling my secrets on the internet, making fun of my ex-boyfriend, like just mean stuff, right? There's nothing you can do. You just got to let them be crazy. Don't go back and forth with them. They're crazy people. Crazy people will go to the ends of the earth to be crazy. Oh, crazy women do crazy things and then put out rumors to pretend they didn't do the crazy thing. Like there's this one influencer. She's got nudes on the internet. Everyone knows she has nudes on the internet. And she keeps making up stories like she's pretending that the nudes aren't real. And I'm like, girl, you give it up. Everybody knows they're real. I'm like, girl, give it up. She's like, this anonymous account said that they're not real. I'm like, girl, this is getting sad. This is getting sad. Oh, but this anonymous account, they're not real. It's like, I know this happened to me once. I'll be honest. I did this once, not nudes, but years ago, me and my ex-boyfriend got on a fight on live. And it was so embarrassing. It was so embarrassing. Oh my God. It was one of the most embarrassing things. Oh, I don't even like talking about it because it was so embarrassing. Oh. And then after we were like, we just got into a verbal, like we were going back and forth, and it was the most embarrassing thing ever. And then we were like, yeah, it was all fake. It was all fake. But that's what women do, right? Yeah. No, is it still? I'm not going to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. No! Oh, what have I done? I got to put my foot in my mouth. Oh, No, but seriously, and crazy, right? That was crazy, that was crazy. Anyways, I don't need to do that to that. He's a very great person, good man, didn't work out, good man, and he's been through enough. So let's not bring that up. Let's not bring that up. Okay. All right. So keep going. Gossiping, social media addiction. They never talk about what they did. So there's these two e-girls crashing out. And the one woman is like calling the other woman a whore. And I'm like, okay, well, if you're friends with a whore, you were a whore too. I'm not as dumb as your simps. She's like, this girl was a prostitute. I'm like, what were you doing? What were you doing, bitch? I'm not judgmental. I'll be friends with the prostitute. You know what I mean? But if you're going to come out here holier than thou, right, and say that you're better than everyone, what were you doing? Crazy women. Let me keep going. In female world, the bitchiest women rise to the top, often by being liked. To be well liked by women, you have to engage in toxic behaviors, whoredom, gossip, laziness, going to stupid events. All women are crazy, but you have to be bitches to be accepted by women at the top. A lot of men will engage in behaviors against their best interest in order to get validation or sex from crazy women, because we all know the hot, crazy matrix. The hot women are very crazy, but it's also because the world caters to them. You kind of also can see how women get crazy over time. So you see it, right? Brett Cooper is like a young woman married, and she's still got life in her eyes, but she married a weak husband. And it's just very obvious that he does not run the relationship that she does based on her behaviors. And Brett Cooper's become Candace Owens over time. So, Brett Cooper's still cute, life in her eyes. But she, she'll be Candace Owens in 10 years because she has a career where she's rewarded for constantly gossiping. So, and she's friends with all these like harpies. I'm telling you, young women, if I give you one, if there's two women watching, I'm going to give you some advice. I am telling you, I do not care. I do not care if they're fun. Crazy women are a lot of fun. You cannot keep them close and associate with batshit crazy women. You need to cut them off. Do not, right? Don't ever tell them you're cutting them off, because they'll crash out, but you need to keep them at an arm's length because they will, if you have any success, like you get married, they will sabotage your relationship and do everything in their power to destroy them. I mean, it's no secret, it's no coincidence that after Amy Dangerfield and Chrissy Mayer got married, that now the women are crashing out, but it's by tier 1 hoes. Chrissy Mayer got married. She got her happily ever after. She went and got baptized, and now her best friend's crashing out. Amy Dangerfield, same thing. She found love, she got married, and now these women are crashing out. Hey, you stop it. Lauren Souther is another one that's crazy, right? She's batshit insane. And she's getting paid to debate me in 6 months. That's crazy. Brittany Renner is another one. Amber Rose, crazy. All get a lot of attention online and live better lives than most men. Yeah, so the losers crash out because a different woman wins. Yeah, because tier 1 hoes are done. It's going to be very difficult. Let me pull this back up. Like, it's going to be very difficult for Amber Rose to get married, Bonnie Blue, like they're done. Taylor Swift, she's not done. She can get married because she carries herself a certain way. She's not overly crass. Yes, she's trashed her ex-boyfriends, but let's be honest, it's not in it's got songwriter way. It's not super direct. Alex Cooper's not done. Candace Owens isn't done. Jedediah Bila, I would even say Sarah Stock could still get married and be a respectable person. Because it happened young enough. But yeah, so the women, there's winners and losers in love, and the losers have to destroy the winners. And ladies, I'm telling you, if you're a young woman, don't give them ammo. Don't give them ammo, I'm telling you. So, okay, let me keep going. Taylor Swift's a billionaire, so she can get any man she wants. Will they love her for her? I mean, they might cheat, but probably if she's a nice person. A man fall in love. Like if a woman has a man's kid, I think it's kind of hard for him to not love her. All right, let's go here. 2 minutes, 19 seconds. Go to 4 minutes. Okay, what is it saying? Go to 2 minutes and 19 seconds. I was told to pull this up. Okay.
And I did, in fact, have a very vivid one over the weekend. In fact, the last time that I had a super vivid dream, I was pregnant. It tends to happen a lot to women when they're pregnant. But in that dream from 2023, my former producer of the show and I were standing in the control room, and she told me that she was 26 weeks pregnant. This is in the dream. And she told me exactly what month the baby was coming. I asked her in the dream, is it a boy? Is it a girl? And she said, it's a boy. I woke up and I immediately texted my producer in real life and I said, hey, you're pregnant, just so you know, it's a boy. And then she found out that she was pregnant 1 week later. She had no idea when I texted her. And it's something that we reflected on a couple of months later because she was just totally shocked looking back on it. And this is our text chain from, you can see, 2023. She said, you texted me June 16th. And I think I got pregnant June 26th. This is crazy. And it's going to be a boy. It's nuts. I said, I'm telling you, your baby visited me. It was an insanely vivid dream. He was on his way. And she said, that is so bizarre. My mom also texted me that week saying that she had a dream I was pregnant. I said, I haven't had a dream that vivid since. It's been my only vivid dream this entire pregnancy. I believe people can communicate in dreams on their way in and on their way out of this world. I similarly, like I just said, had a vivid dream this weekend, and Charlie came to me and he told me that he was betrayed. And so for me, you don't have to believe that, but I do believe that. And it was the immediate sense I got.
Yeah, so that's crazy, right? Women believe in this mysticism stuff, and they're just hearing voices because women are crazy. And that's really the issue we're going to get here is that here's another one. We got Brittany Renner. Like so many people, we should just start tuning them out and being like, oh, these are crazy people. Tuned out.
Where I was talking about how I had sex with, was it 3 men in a day?
Yes.
And then I ended up getting a yeast infection.
Yes.
I came out pretty unscathed for just a yeast infection.
Right.
Considering what I could have gotten.
Right. But did you think
Did I think about the ramifications
Yes.
of telling people that I had sex with multiple men? Yes, I don't care. It's the truth. If you don't see me as a potential dating person, then great. One less heart to break. Leave me alone, and I'm going to continue to live my truth.
But you do understand, Brittany, that's hard for a man. Look, like you said, public versus private. Now, if you and I having a conversation, and you're sitting in here, we have a conversation, and you say, well, Shannon, I slept with this many men. Okay, that's one thing. That's between you and I. But to have that conversation, and then everybody, Sam, John, and everybody else knows it, that's a whole different ball game, Brittany.
That's fine with me. I mean, I feel that.
But see, that's selfish because all you're thinking about is you. What about him? He has got to be with you.
He has got to be with me.
No,
or
what
he
I'm
has
saying.
He has the privilege to be with me.
Okay.
Because you know how many women you've slept with?
Brent,
You know how many women you've slept with?
yes
or no?
I'm doing the interview.
Do you know how many women you slept with?
Yes.
Double digits? Triple digits. There we go. Sitting back in this position.
Brittany.
Double or triple?
Brittany, I'm the interviewer. You are the interviewer.
I can't ask any questions?
You can ask questions.
Okay, so
when you have your podcast, invite me on and you and I have this conversation.
Yeah. So then more women acting crazy. Let's keep going.
42. And the only guys I pull are like 22, 23, 24.
Really?
I promise you, I can't get a whole old head for nothing.
What? Do you want?
I'm just
older
saying that
guy? Would you prefer
I
it?
don't know. I haven't experienced the old head. They just don't come around me.
Really?
Who?
Hey, we got over saying cap. What is it
No,
about
I
the
got
younger?
okay. There's like a 51-year-old that yeah.
What is it about the younger crowd that you kind of like?
I wouldn't say that I go towards that. They come to me, and it's abundance of them. So that's kind of my dating pool.
She need a nigga to work 5 times a week.
5 times a week, you gotta show up. Who?
Yeah, I need that stamina.
Yeah,
Old head is not
yeah,
gonna.
that stamina.
Yeah. Okay. Crazy. Here we keep going.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just more feminine or feminist nonsense ultimately. And the covert feminism in society is big, especially on the conservative side. So here's what happens, right? Women need to have feminine virtues for men to be pursuing masculine virtues, for you to say things like, well, men, what I want is for men to protect me and I want men to make money. Well, that's great. What that ends up doing is it gives you a set of privilege in society. What do men get? What do men get for doing that for you? What are we getting from women for doing that? Are we getting chaste virgins on our wedding night? No, we're not getting chaste virgins on our wedding night. Are we getting women of great virtue? No, we're not getting women of great virtue. The idea of courtly love is supposed to be done for women of great virtue. Where are they? Well, they're nowhere. And so in modernity, in society, when female conservative influencers say this, it's actually a form of covert feminism. They're saying, I want privilege in society, right? But what is it women are giving to men to get it? What are they giving them? Tell me.
Well, can I
please
chime in here?
Yes, you can. And then James can, and I'll come to you, Sean.
No, I would love to. I love this whole thing of like, if you're a female conservative and you don't believe that men should be douchebags, that all of a sudden you're a covert feminist. Call me a feminist. I really don't give one crap one way or another, but I can tell you this. A lot
Does give a crap.
These men, these podcast hosts on the right that like to think of themselves as these big masculine men.
Again, how does a woman get this high in society being that triggered and crazy? Like obviously emotionally unstable. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just very obvious. I didn't realize how sane I was. And I know, look, every woman's crazy, right? But I know for a fact I'm in the top 20%. Like nobody can even argue with me on this. even with the social media addiction, I know it. I know it in my soul, right? I like, even with the crazy I do have, I'm like, there's no way. Just the fact that I'm not in these fucking headbeds or doing coke, it's like crazy. I know it. I know. I don't like to qualify myself like that. I think that was the hard thing. I'm going to be honest. When I started going out into the world, was I didn't realize how sane where I grew up was. Pierce Morgan is the most simp man in the world. Yeah, I know. Like half of the girls I grew up with, or that were on my middle school basketball team, are doctors now. That's an intelligent. I'm not really for women doctors, but that's an intelligent population, right? So I'm trying to develop a tier of crazy. And I would love you guys' help because I just haven't, this idea is not flushed out yet. I'd like to do tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 crazy, right? And this is what I got going, but and so if you have any thoughts, I'll do call in later and you guys can call in. But I was thinking crazy tier 1 is like in your face active crash outs. They'll yell and scream in public. Tier 2, maybe no crash outs publicly, but perpetual nags. Tier 3, short-term crash outs, but eventually listen. He has to tell her what to do, walk away, be stern. She ignores it, then as a consequence, then finally does it. There's crazy people that have to look smart, and like they have it all together. These are the women that use their kids for clout. They need their kids to maintain their image. Nothing can make them look fallible. Super religious, crazy women. They are married to Jesus and use the scripture against anything they don't like. Spiritual woo-woo crazy, alternative spiritual crazy, psychology degree often, and think that they understand crazy. Complete loser, fat bitch. This is the worst type of crazy. They literally offer nothing. Oh my gosh, I grew up with a mother that was a complete loser crazy. Because she was like fat and also a loser, like fat and unemployed. Like it's one thing to be like crazy as a wife and a terrible wife, but at least you're productive in society. Like you bring some value, whether it's like realtor or whatever. But I don't know. You guys write down some notes. I need you guys to help me. I need you to do the work for me. Oh yeah, leftist crazy. That's another one. Bipolar disorder. Tier 3 crazy is the weaponization of clinical terminology and pop psychology meanings for moral standing while having no value. Nag crazy, belittling husband crazy. Maybe they're not lazy, but they're really mean to their husbands and masculine. There's a materialistic brat crazy. I think of this like Alex Earl, Call Her Daddy. They're type A, controlling. They're used to being worshipped because they're pretty. Constant drama. They bully men and women. Constantly complaining. There's ghetto crazy, which is pretty much just black women. Yeah. And like the 10 of you that are sane. There's the female sins. These women, they tend to gossip, belittle, nag, betrayal with words. There is crazy that a man will put up with. He'll put up with it if she's a decent mother. If she's charismatic and like likable. Not useless. She has a lot of money. Occasionally Pookie will put up with it. If she's hot, if she's good in bed, good looking, men will put up with a lot. And now we're going to watch a video from The View of women coping about being called crazy. And then while we watch that, I'm going to put you the link in the chat and then you guys can come up and talking about. I am going to give preference to new callers today. Although the old callers can go up, and it's never that crowded of a call line, so you'll probably just letting you guys know, except for Doug MPA. works for the channel, so he always gets first dibs.
Me insane. Okay. I'm talking about being called crazy.
Oh,
right?
What you mean?
Do you hate when a man calls you this? Right? And does it actually just end up making you even more crazy?
100%.
Right? Ladies, does getting called crazy drive you crazy?
What?
It's almost like when a guy tells you, is it that time of the month? And you're like, tried it. Absolutely tried it, right? No. It's so rude. Right?
And you're like, it is that time of the month.
Worst. Calm down.
I hate that one
too.
Yeah, that is the worst. You guys, there's a major difference between two different kinds of crazies. Like when your girl is like, girl, you so crazy.
Yes.
That's different. A man calling you crazy, and I've said this before, anytime a man has told me, yo, my ex-girlfriend, she's crazy, all I say to them is, what did you do to make her crazy?
Exactly.
And you know what? We don't just come out the womb crazy.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do. See,
They usually do something to make us go back crazy. You're
Well,
right.
crazy ain't the C word that I get upset about. It's another word
You know what?
that start with a C. Oh, we on TV. Sorry. Hey, y'all.
but all these crazy women, they're like rewarded, you see? And now they get the reward in having a masculine man who tells you no is actually just being a good person and not being one of these women.
However, wait a minute, y'all. Wait a minute. If I'm honest, I think all girls have a little bit of crazy in them. I think it's just a degree of craziness.
Yeah, and then they take our crazy over the edge.
Yeah.
If we were here, they take us
Tamar.
here. And sometimes jump. it's not the man that makes you a little more crazy. Sometimes it's that you haven't eaten in the last couple hours.
That time of month.
It's that,
Or you.
Yeah. Okay. Now they're going to cope. All right. So if you guys have any thoughts on the tiers of crazy, bring them up. Maybe like signs that a woman's crazy. If they don't like being called crazy, they would be floored with some of the shit I've called out of pocket women. Stories that have happened to you. This is a very laid back show. Very laid back. But I'll bring you up. Make sure your mic's working. If it's not, I'll throw you back in the back room and then you figure it out and I'll bring you back up. And I'll just ask you, what's your thought on the show? And then you can bring up your thought. And then I might ask you some follow-up questions. You can bring up your initial either story or, thing that happened, whatever. Your tier, whatever you want. And then I might ask some specific questions. So you're not brave enough, beta, to call into a show without your camera on, guys. Oh my gosh. What's going on, Doug MPA?
How you doing, my friend? So do me a favor. Can you share the screen again real fast?
To what?
To the image of Jeannie Mai.
Oh, okay.
So, guys, it's funny how we're talking about this, and Jeannie Mai is the image on the screen. So, guys, Jeannie Mai is like 5 foot, 100 pounds, right? And she's married to her first husband, who was this white guy who was a total simp. And she's like, oh, yeah, we don't want kids. Then she divorces him and gets with Jeezy, who has 3 other baby mamas, has his kid. Now, Jeezy married her, and he divorced her because she's crazy. She admitted to being crazy. She's like, I got with him, and he said that I have a temper, and there was a bunch of stuff that he wasn't going to put up with. So she was married to a guy for 13 years, 12 years, was freaking batshit crazy. And then it took, Jeezy to say, look, you are not going to do this. You're crazy. And then, of course, she's in show business, which is one of the biggest businesses that crazy women can succeed in. Jeannie Mai's crazy. And her mom's crazy, too. And she's been nothing but rewarded. Jeezy divorcing her was the first time she ever suffered consequences for being crazy. Once again, she's 5 foot, like 100 pounds. It's crazy. My personal story, I was an undergrad, and guys, my weakness are Ethiopian women and redheads, right? So I was with this girl. We worked together. We went to school together. It's like too much of our lives were like intertwined. This girl was 6 foot tall. She was half Irish and half Korean. So she was pale like a redhead with no freckles. And she had the Asian eyes, and she had that really thick Asian hair, but it was like stark red. She was absolutely beautiful. And she was the first girl I ever met where if we were in my apartment alone or in bed, we got along. It was fine. But every other part of my life, she set on fire because she was crazy. So at school, she would ditch her classes and wait outside my classes for me to get out of class. At work, she would start a fight. I waited tables, so she was a host girl. She was seating the people. She would start a fight at the beginning of the shift and then not seat people in my section.
Oh, tell them about the girl that went to the guy's work that you told me about the other day.
Oh, yeah. So
that's gotta be tier 1 effing crazy. So, I'm gonna actually drop and give you the floor for that story.
So I had a part-time job at a retail place, a home improvement place, and this young black guy, he was 20 years old, smart as a whip, kind of hood, but he got this girl pregnant and had a baby with her, right? And this girl would come to our work, follow him around the store, yelling and screaming at him, calling him a punk and a deadbeat and stuff like that. And his own mom took the baby mama's side over his because his dad left the mom when he was young. So he had the mom and the baby mom call him a punk, a deadbeat, all this stuff. It got to the point where his baby mama had to get banned from the store because she was coming in and raising hell, right? So his dad had he had reconnected with his dad, and his dad ran a air conditioning business in like a southwestern state. He's like, hey, Doug and PA, I want to go and work with my dad's business because it'll be a better life for me, but then I don't want to leave my daughter behind. And so I was like, bro, you need to go. Your daughter will understand if you leave and do better for yourself. She will understand, right? So he's like, I don't know. Well, one day I came to work and he was gone. And a couple of weeks went by and I hadn't seen him. So I asked around, I was like, well, what happened to, this guy? And they said he took a paternity test. He swiped that little girl's mouth, got the baby tested. It wasn't his kid. So 2 years of his baby mama yelling, screaming at him, calling him a punk, all these games. His own mom calling him a punk, all these games, and it wasn't even his kid. So he packed up his stuff and he moved to where his dad was, and he's still there doing good.
02500, welcome to the show. What's your thought on crazies?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
What's your thought to add to the show today?
I wanted to talk a little bit about the Catholic Church issue.
Different show. Yeah, you can't come on here and demand a topic. Okay. Anakin Skywalker, welcome to the show. We can do, let me say one thing. We can do the Catholic topic a different day, but we have a topic. We got to stick to the topic. Anakin Skywalker, welcome to the show. What do you have to add about crazy women?
Anakin Skywalker, are you there?
Yeah. Hey, how's it going?
What do you have on the topic?
What was the topic?
Oh my God. Kicked.
Nietzschean, your device is not connected. So you may have to come back. You may have to go out and come back in. Nietzschean, you may have to come back. Go out and come back in.
Just say it once. Okay. Mark, welcome to the show.
Hey.
So what do you have to add to the topic on crazy women?
Depending on the level of crazy, I like them.
Okay, expand.
Okay, there's a certain level of crazy that's actually fun. It adds fun, but it's not too much where it's destructive. There's the crazy where she's destroying your life, and there's the crazy where she's like egging you on to see if you've got that brat tamer energy in you because she wants you to fuck the attitude out of her. I like those.
Okay, Kate, why don't you differentiate it? Like, how can you? What's too far crazy, and what's like bratty crazy?
If you're trolling her and she gets upset, but it's like a playful upset, she's like playfully fighting you, that's fine. But if she gets like a crash out upset where she's trying to hit you, beat you, that's too much.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think of the tiers of crazy? I'm trying to flesh out this idea. You got anything to add to that? How you divide tier 1, 2, 3 crazy?
I think you can sort by capacity for physical violence. How much can they restrain themselves?
That's good.
Avoid the ones who cannot control themselves, who are going to physically assault you. You don't want those.
Legally, physically, verbally. So you can add legal. Go ahead.
So, because I wonder if tier basing crazy is based upon potential or like results of the crazy. So, like, you understand what I'm saying? So, do we judge a woman on how crazy she is based upon the actions she's perpetrated or the acts she might perpetrate? So, like, if a person is talking about doing something crazy to you but hasn't done it, is she as crazy as someone that's actually set your car on fire?
Yeah, obviously. Like, I would go actions, and it also has to be public and private. I don't know which is worse, because if a woman's privately beating your ass, like, but she's nice in public, isn't it almost worse because no one will believe you?
Yeah.
But the sad part about it is, there are guys. You would hope that if the crazy went in public, that would be a guy's limit. But a lot of guys, it's not. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that being crazy in public is worse than being crazy in private. But a lot of guys, I mean, especially if the girl's hot. I mean, you saw what happened to that Christian Nogaselli guy, where the blonde influencer and OF model stabbed him and he died. If she didn't get arrested for like 10 months, remember that guy?
Yeah.
And now she's finally arrested.
Yeah.
In public.
Yeah. The capacity to murder you. Dick, welcome to the show. What are your thoughts on, what do you have to add on the topic of crazy women? Okay.
What's going on here?
Look, I give you guys a shot. You're either ready or you're not. And I kick you. I'm not gonna work with you on the mics or whatever.
Okay. So,
I'm not gonna remind you. Go ahead.
So I was talking about the crazy exchange, right? Guys, hold on. What is your crazy exchange? So like a girl's crazy, but you can exchange the crazy for certain aspects of a woman. What is first off, we know if she's hot enough, you guys will freaking deal with it. Come on now, we all know that. But what else? You know, what did you say earlier? You said if a woman is crazy with you, but maybe she's a good mother to your kids. You know, if she's crazy to you, and go ahead.
Yeah, I read it earlier. Yeah, like if she's competent in some way. Some guys will do that. Like, go ahead.
If she's crazy, how can she be a good mother? She's teaching them to be crazy too.
Yeah, but you know, sometimes the guy like needs someone to watch the kid while he works or whatever. So he's like, good enough. She won't kill. Like, she's like maybe emotionally crazy, but she's like, he knows she can take care of the kid and it won't like die or be abused physically.
And also remember, the kids may not get as much crazy as the husband gets, because remember, when a woman has kids, she cares about herself, the kids, the dog, the plants, her family, and then you. You know what I'm saying? So the husband, most of the time, I think it gets more crazy than the kids get, because she just doesn't care about the husband when she gets what she wants.
I just realized something. What if the reason she doesn't care for the kids is because she doesn't respect the man to begin with? Because if she did respect the man, those are the men they want to have their children. But when they don't respect the man, that's whose children they want to abort.
Well, see, modern women are so selfish now that they don't respect or care for children anyway. We have a whole bunch of women who want to have kids but don't want to be mothers. Remember that whole, I have to sacrifice for my kids. If the mindset is I have to sacrifice for my kids or I need a break for my kids instead of wanting to be a mom, the kids are already cooked.
Donnie,
Women like children.
Welcome to the show, Donnie. What you got on crazy women? Go ahead.
Well, there's different dimensions. A lot of men will tolerate crazy women if they're hot enough. I mean, my first ever crush was Uma Thurman in Batman and Robin. Like the character Poison Ivy, evil, man-hating feminist, AOC, want to turn everyone into plants, kill all humanity. But I look past all of that because she's so freaking hot. But the bigger theme, I don't know if you touched on, I just caught the tail end. I know what the topic is, so don't boot me yet. But I think Turd Flinging Monkey talked about this, where the reason society puts up with women is because women are basically children. That whole herd morality, we got to protect them, we got to listen to them, we can't hurt them. Because as much as women will complain about misogyny and patriarchy, society has always strived to protect them. But at the core of male disposability, it's been because if men die out from a war or a plague or whatever, as long as you have enough women, you can always repopulate, keep the tribe going.
What do you think? No, keep going.
You go ahead.
I was just going to ask, what do you think about different tiers of crazy? Like, how would you categorize crazy women, like tier 1, tier 2, tier 3? We were talking about maybe their capacity for violence and breaking your things, but if you have any thoughts that you maybe want to add, let me know.
Well, gee, I mean, never tolerate anyone hitting you. Like I said before, once is already too much. And this is with men, women, whoever. But, I mean, yeah, there's a spectrum. I don't know, light dysfunctional behavior. You know how people are playing tricks, playing jokes. But if you genuinely love someone, you won't do this shit. Violence, not getting your way, trying to kill someone. But one thing I can't stand is when horrible things happen, people keep slapping that mental illness label. Like, whenever a mass body stacking tragedy happens, they always blame guns and they always blame mental illness. And I'm like, actual mentally ill people are more likely to be victims of violence than the aggressor. Really? I mean, well, yes, because every time a tragedy happens, a mass body stacker, the trad cons get on and they say we gotta ban video games, we gotta ban violent music. The libtards get on and say we gotta ban guns because people are hurting and they need something to blame. But it's like they never want to look at the real problems. And I hate how, because mental illness means your brain is malfunctioning. It doesn't mean, oh, okay, you do bad things. It's like you go inside a prison. The vast majority of the criminals, male or female, are actually not mentally ill. Like that's why they have a little psych ward in the prison or a separate psych ward. Because if they were all mentally ill, we wouldn't call them prisons. We would just call them psych units.
I was talking earlier about when I was young.
That's right, prison.
We didn't try to okay, if someone was mentally ill, that stopped the conversation about the person. That was it. If a person had a mental illness or did something that showed that they were crazy, like there was no understanding. Now we've tried so hard to try to understand a mental illness that we don't hold people accountable for it, or we let people use it as a label while they're still doing it. It's like these crazy women at the top are doing crazy stuff, and and there's this quest to try to understand them, but not stop them from doing the crazy behavior in the first place. When I was young, when I was in my teens and 20s, if someone was crazy, if someone did something crazy, that was like the consideration for them stopped right then and there. Look, that's why, like you said in the clip, when Tia Mowry was like, "Don't you just hate being called crazy?" A man used to be able to say, "Look, stop acting crazy," and the woman would be like, "Am I acting?" It would stop her in her tracks. Now she gets pissed and starts acting even more crazy.
You gotta be like Tupac. You gotta break her ass and shake her ass. Like,
It says possessive codependent crazy. What does that mean?
well, codependent means you have that unhealthy attachment where it's like you have the needy person and the avoidant person. I don't want to stay that long. I was gonna say women are like children. Oh yeah, the halo effect. If you want to get more into the black pill sphere of, we let good looking people get away with a lot more stuff, and the uglier you are, it's like you're walking on eggshells. I'm gonna split. I gotta take off soon. Mark, nice trim. You look 5 years younger. Oh, P.S. Doug and Pierre, you gonna be at Pearl's debate in New York City? Yes, I saw the post. 9/12.
Yes, I will be there.
I can't promise, but if I can, I will show up. I'm not gonna show my face just yet. Maybe I'll shock y'all in the crowd. Are you gonna be there, Doug and PA?
I will be there.
Are you gonna mog? You guys could do a mog off.
Well, I'm gonna try to be in shape. I want you to at least go. Oh, is that Donnie? Dang! In another life, he could have been one of my baby daddies. But all right, let me stop. I gotta split. I'll catch y'all later. Doug,
all right, let me. I want to show you guys a crazy woman. Oh gosh. Here we go.
And opened fire on her husband of Andrea Clarice Davis drove to Tailgater Sports Bar and Grill in Glendale just after midnight.
Turn it up, I can hear it.
Fire on her husband of 12 years, Nolan Davis, and the 36-year-old woman he was with. The woman was shot in the back of the Andrea Clarice Davis drove to Tailgater Sports Bar and Grill in Glendale just after midnight and opened fire on her husband of 12 years, Nolan Davis, and the 36-year-old woman he was with. The woman was shot in the back of the head as she tried to get away in her car. Andrea then drove home, texted her husband saying she was going to hurt their kids, and sent him a photo of one of them bleeding from the head.
What?
When police rushed to the couple's Phoenix home, they found Andrea dead along with her two children, 10-year-old Austin and 18-month-old Ando.
That's tier 1 crazy. Not insane.
And I guarantee you, because there have been a lot of cases of guys. There is a former lieutenant governor of Virginia who got kicked out, and he just took himself out and his wife out. There have been a bunch of quote unquote partner violence from men. So now they're having all these articles about, oh yeah, I see women have, but that woman, they're like, well, we have to understand where she's coming from. Instead of addressing the crazy, it's always women. We have to understand where they're coming from. Let's not hold them accountable for their actions. Let's not call her actions evil. We have to find a way to try to explain away why she did what she did.
I want to rip apart her parents for not disciplining her. It starts with the parents. Cowardice, inability to take step up, have courage, and hold their children accountable. It's cowardice.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think most of the most crazy women I know, they were just pretty from a young age, so they just got everything handed to them, and they just became the big. Oh my gosh, there's one I'm thinking of, and it's like she would treat every guy she dated terribly and would just get chance after chance after chance at love because she's pretty, And then it did never mattered how bad, like how bratty she was, because she would crash out so hard, everyone would reward her, because it's like you're negotiating with a terrorist.
What about the fact that people let crazy women get away with being crazy? Because think about the saying, "Oh yeah, the crazy ones are the best in bed." It's like, or sayings like that. It's like you're like expecting attractive women to be crazy, and so like, oh yeah, I can be crazy because I'm attractive. So what came first? Attractive women being crazy, or society allowing attractive women to be crazy? So they're crazy because they're allowed to be.
I think it's society more, starting with the family, because I don't think young girls are so sweet when they start off. I don't know if you've ever worked with kids, but when they're like young, they're like cute, they're innocent, like they're very good natured, but then it's like the mother usually turns them evil. Like that's what I think. Like
I agree 100%.
You see, like young kids, they don't want to hurt anybody. They like everybody. They're so happy. And then the mother, they learn how to gossip and stuff from the mom. Like I remember, I mean, come on, who here heard their moms gossip about everyone in the neighborhood? Like I did.
Yeah. There was a joke in my family.
Yeah.
My dad used to joke that if one of my mom's sisters or my mom knew something, by the end of the evening, all of the sisters knew it.
Yeah. I always say, it's funny how if you ask most women where their esteem issues, body issues come from, with confidence issues, it's from their moms.
Oh God, yeah.
Who's the first person to say you're too tall, you're too short, you're too fat, you're too thin, your boobs are too big, they're too flat, your ass is too big, your ass is too flat? Who's the first person you've heard call a woman a whore or a slut? It's your mom, ladies, not your father, not a man.
Yeah, exactly.
Every single time.
All right, well, guys, why don't you give me your final thoughts on crazy women, and we'll close out the show. Doug MPA, why don't? Or actually, Mark, you go first, and then Doug MPA go.
Just because she's attracted doesn't mean she's going to fuck you. Stop simping. Hold her accountable. Call her ass out. You can actually get some respect for yourself and from her by calling her out. If she's too crazy, she's going to crash out. Just walk away. It's not worth it.
Cool. Thanks, Mark. Doug MPA.
Yeah. Luckily, I dealt with that crazy girl in undergrad, the redhead. We were on and off for 6 or 7 months, and that was the first girl I'd been with, because I was in my mid-20s, where my friends were like, Doug and Pia, you got to get rid of this girl, man. Every time you bring her around, everywhere you go, she's the first woman to just set my life on fire, and I learned a valuable lesson. I think, do you think that most attractive guys will come across at least a couple of crazy women? And how many crazy women do they have to get burned by to be able to learn?
3 at most. That's
3
like
at most?
I think, yeah. I think most men learn after 3 at the most. I think most men learn sooner. I think men learn pretty quick.
Okay.
But
yeah.
So, yeah, like no, because most men can't get that many hot, crazy women. So it's like impossible for them. Like it's kind of luck.
Okay.
Every time. But like, I don't know. I think most guys, they go a little too hot. She doesn't like them that much, so she treats him worse, obviously. And then she burns them, and they go uglier.
Let's just fast, guys in the chat. If you had to date a woman with BPD, bipolar disorder, or a single mom of 2, which one would you rather date?
What are you picking?
That's tough. Because I hate single mothers, dude. Like,
what if the kids? What if the kids are over 18? Is it different?
I mean, they're equal. Well, that's a tough one for my own question. Because both would take up so much of your resources and your time. And let's say like you move in, living with a single mother with 2 kids, or living with BPD, with a woman with BPD, which one would be worse? I'd
say BPD, because don't they do like really crazy stuff? Like, wouldn't they file court and like now you have a case.
Or they'll literally do things like start a fight and they keep you up for freaking 2-3 days. You know, call the police, come to your work. Yeah, honestly, I'd say the single mom with 2 kids over BPD.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Doug MPA.
All right. Have a good one, y'all. Always good talking to you.
You too. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. If you can, like the video and subscribe. I love you. And I'll see you tomorrow. No, tomorrow I'm doing a street interview. You won't see me tomorrow, but hopefully the Catholic interview we can get out pretty soon. So you'll probably see me Thursday. I'm thinking Tuesday, Thursday is going to be my streaming schedule, and then 2 street interviews a week. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards. So anyways, like the video, subscribe. I'll see you next time.